Shout out to LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Salute the LTTV in the building, man.
Shout out to brother LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Nobody's LT, and I'm certainly not implying that.
Shout out to LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Salute the LTTV in the building, man.
Shout out to brother LTTV.
Shout out to LTTV.
Nobody's LT, and I'm certainly not implying that.
LT cooking your ass.
Lakers in 5.
If y'all want to keep up with the news and this shit be going on, subscribe to LTTV. That nigga know everything about everything.
God damn.
This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right.
She also accuses Sharpe of a violent sexual assault and in October of last year and again in January of this year. The complaint seeks more than $50 million in damages.
You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be, don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you.
Sharpe fired back, posting alleged texts from the woman in the lawsuit on social media. One of them reads, "I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're effing me."
I'm going to stand with my Uncle Shannon Sharpe. I'm going to stand with Uncle Shay Shay on one condition. Uncle Shay Shay. No more snow bunnies after this scandal.
To my family, friends.
Yeah, LTTV, Blunt Talk with LT, back at it with another video. Now, this looks very bad for Shannon Sharpe. This is in the midst of Shannon Sharpe dealing with a $100 million deal. Now, he's about to ink $100 million, and now he's getting $50 million lawsuit from, and this is, before we get into this, we're going to get into some minor details. Her name is Gabriella Zeninga. It was first reported as a Jane Doe alongside of Tony Buzbee, you know, the famous lawyer who's known to withdraw the case in the allegations from Jay-Z after Jay-Z launched a defamation case against him. So many suspect, the lead attorney included, suspect that he's trying to get a big win on this deal to recoup from his losses from Jay-Z, but that's another story. We're going to get into the details and speak specifically on what the hell we're actually seeing in the media pertaining to this case, because this is filthy work, Shannon. This is filthy work. You're 56 years old. He first started dealing with her when he was 54. She was 19. 19, bruh. Like, when I'm looking at this, I'm like, ah, man, this is why this guy's having these problems. Like, what are you doing out here, bro? But let's get into this. Let's get into all the details, and then we'll break it down.
Supporters and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Buzbee, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Buzbee targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Buzbee want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
I don't know.
Now, this is the tape in question. We're going to get into this. TMZ, okay, so there's some details you got to get into. The tape was released via TMZ. So TMZ paid an amount to Gabriella to get this footage released. And for me, I'm like, okay, the recording in and of itself is malicious. Why are you recording somebody against their will and then putting it out there? We don't know any of the context in relation to the conversation. We don't know what was said before or after that little clip that we have. And it was released to TMZ, so she's making money off of this. He released her name as She Is Carly on Instagram. He released her name as Gabriella Zaninga. That's what Shannon Sharpe and his lawyer did. So that's kind of like a retaliation. It's like, okay, you're outing me. You're ruining all my potential business deals. We're going to put you out here. And if it's deemed as you are a false accuser, it's going to look really bad because let's list the charges that are out here because there's no actual criminal charge and there is no police reports. Oh. So I'm like, yikes, you went straight to civil, $50 million, all right? So she's saying that there was sexual assault, battery, and the sexual assault was on two different occasions, one in January 2024, one in October 2024. I'm like, how is he in proximity with you from those? It doesn't make any damn sense. And it's anal assault. It's filthy work, man. This is filthy work. I can't make any judgments because I don't know that much. I wasn't there. I only know what I'm seeing in the media and what's reported in the lawsuit. But let's get into the details. Let's get into this call, chat.
Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay. Well,
this is the conversation.
I don't.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
No. She said, I don't want to be choked. This man said, yes, you do. Now, with some context, we might understand what the fuck they're talking about because there's some sort of sexual kink going on here. And then when they released the messages that Shannon Sharpe released some messages and it gives some context of what the choking was about. But he said that, and the way he said it, it comes off like he wanted to like do some physical harm, like abuse to her. But for me, I'm like, this was not criminal. You never went to the police. It's for $50 million in a lawsuit. I'm like, what the hell is going on out here? This is what happens when you're a 56-year-old man fucking with these 19-year-old chicks. Like, what are we doing out here, bro? Like, that's a child, bro.
I looked down at that thing.
But it made sense to me.
This is a clip from the past that's been circulating. We're going to get into a whole bunch of details here, chat. Be patient. This is a clip that is circulating, and people are, you know what, let's get into this clip.
Hey, this is what I'm going to do. She come to me, and I was like, damn, baby, why you didn't tell me you had OnlyFans? She's like, I'm sorry, Shannon, because I know you was going to be upset. And, you know, but here's my last month check. I looked down at that thing say 20,000. I don't know who you have filming, but I'm in charge now. Hey, that's my job. That's my job now, Ocho. Hey, that cameraman got to go. That's extra income we can bring in this house.
Listen,
man,
and let me tell you something. Now we talk about making some real money. You talk about making some real money. You got to understand to the extent that you can go to get that real money. We ain't talking about no pictures now. We ain't talking about just no pictures. So
your boy need to get in
there. What the fuck?
How much more can we make? Cause your boy, hey, what you need, Ocho? What you need, Ocho? Huh? Hey, you know. For 50 million, I go to hell. For 50 million, I go to hell. For 50 million, I go to hell.
Because it's Mo is different now than when you and I.
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
Are you trying to say what you trying to say? Mo?
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me
tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac.
You violated when you said a fat gal. Like, whoa.
To make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and...
That's funny. She said you don't need a 26-year-old girl. You don't need a 36-year-old girl. Shannon is like, yeah, I need a 19-year-old girl. Like, hey, yo, what the hell going on, Shannon? People are like, yeah, it's legal. It's like, yeah, of course. But look, he's 54. She's 22 now. She's 22 now, to put it into context. But when they first started dealing, she was 19. You're 54 years old. Do you think that there's gonna be a vast gap in maturity, in knowledge, in just in mentality when you're a 54-year-old dealing with a 19-year-old? That's why you gotta live with the consequences. Live with the results of your actions. And it's fucked up because he has big money on the table, $100 million deal on the table, and then this happens. He's looked at as a liability because of his personal life and his choices. He's out here just...
Oh my God.
So it's like, come on, man, you got to be a little more responsible with that.
Get you an old bitch out there that can love you old. You're trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it. When they want you to go for the 4th round, you looking at her like, bitch, listen, you want some money to go to Starbucks?
Yeah,
because I can't go no further. But if you get your older girl, when you get to that 4th round, she's going to say, hold on. Let me go get you some eggs and cheese and some toast with apple butter, because that's going to get your energy back up. I'm talking right to you. Shit. So he thought I was going to be scared to say, yes, I'm talking. And I know an old gal, she'll be good to you. Her name is Elladora. Now, when you know somebody named Elladora, she's old school. Mm-hmm. Now, Miss Elladora told me to tell you. She said, I think he like red velvet.
Oh, I do.
I say, Miss Elladora, if he do like that, she said, you let him know I got something for him.
Yeah, I like
and she don't
velvet.
have no teeth. Come on, pick your glass up and clap. Come on now. These young gals will bite you. Okay?
Back to the Factor Uncensored. Former athlete and media personality now, Shannon Sharpe, is attempting to clear his name after facing a lawsuit for allegedly raping a woman on multiple occasions. His response revealing the name of the accuser and some very X-rated text messages he says he received from her. All right, let's take a look at this. According to the lawsuit, the anonymous woman says it began as a consensual relationship when she was 20 years old. She also accuses Sharpe.
Okay, so she says 20.
Of a violent sexual assault, and
the story is reported that the relationship started at 19, but it actually makes more sense with when you look at all the messages, the dates and everything. It all relates to her being 20 to 22 at the time, because you're looking at we see the beginning. It's actually we only know from 21 to 22. I don't know if anything beyond or before 2024, That's where the messages starts, and that's where the first alleged assault occurs in January 2024. Oh no, they definitely met before that, because there was okay, let's just get into this, man. There's too much details I'm fucking up right now.
In October of last year, and again in January of this year. The complaint seeks more than $50 million in damages. Sharpe fired back, posting alleged texts from the woman in the lawsuit on social media. One of them reads, "I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're effing me." Another, "I know you miss this big juicy ass, $25,000 for each cheek."
God damn.
Okay, so you know what's going on here. She's an OnlyFans star. She's a young Instagram model.
I pay for the pussy, okay. I'll just pay for the pussy, okay. I pay for the pussy, okay.
$25K each cheek. She's talking about her juicy ass. Okay.
And here's another alleged text. "You better crave it, cuz you're gonna be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in me."
Stop that. You're white.
What? What did she say? This is in the text messages. So a lot of this, the dog collar in the choke part, she says she wants him to put a dog collar around her neck and choke her. And then she's talking about $25K each cheek. So this puts into context when you look at that conversation that was leaked, and he's talking about, oh, he's gonna choke her. Keeps talking about that manipulation shit. He gonna choke her, and she's like, oh, he says she doesn't have a choice, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then these messages come out, and it's like he's trying to add some more context that, you know, she wanted to be choked. It's a sexual kink, and $25K each cheek, so she don't really got a choice. She got to learn the rules type shit. That's pretty much what he's saying.
Learn the rules.
So, I don't know, man. This big black baby inside me, this super pause, first of all. And secondly, what the fuck? I had to pause it because I said it, but I was reading what the hell I'm saying. I just didn't like hearing that shit coming out, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, this is some filthy work. What type of conversations is you having, bruh?
Rest are way too spicy. I don't know what's left. You better crave it, cuz you're gonna be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in me. The rest are way too spicy. I don't know what's left. Joining us to talk about it.
Wait, there's more?
Defense attorney and former Harris County prosecutor by OG Akingbala and Factor Digital producer Ajibola Budaran to talk about this case. So, your thoughts about this? Just looking at it from the outside, your thoughts?
It's a big mess for Shannon Sharpe. You know, Tony Buzbee is on this case, right? And
he's a Houston-based attorney.
Houston-based attorney.
Been here on The Factor several times.
Yes, and we've seen him file several lawsuits against the likes of P. Diddy, against Jay-Z, which was recently dismissed. And now here we go again against Shannon Sharpe. What sticks out to me...
Stephen A. also had to bring up that there were some pretty high-profile cases that Tony Buzbee did cover, and they were settled. So he doesn't have a complete losing streak when it comes to this. So it may not be, you know, Shannon and 5 type shit. It might be a little difficult. This might be yikes. And there was word that he offered her $10 million prior. Now, that is a statement that was issued by Tony Buzbee. I don't know if there's any proof to that to validate those claims. So I think he's trying to sway public opinion even more because a lot of folks were supporting Shannon Sharpe. I have a bunch of messages here. Even black women in the Shade Room were supporting Shannon Sharpe. Black women, a bunch of them were like, yeah, this is not our business. This is what happens when you're interracial dating, bunny hopping, blah, blah, blah. And then a bunch of them were backing Shannon Sharpe. I'll pull up those messages later. But for the most part, the community is really backing up Shannon Sharpe on this. They're I don't know, man. Let's get into this.
However, is the context of the allegations are different from what you would see on some of these other cases like Diddy, right? Or Cosby, who was putting in date rape drugs in several victim's drinks. In this case, she's saying this is a consensual relationship. We had a lot of consensual sex, and on these 2 or 3 separate occasions, it just so happens that it wasn't consensual. Now, I'm not saying that that's not a thing, and that these situations still happen within the context of consensual relationships, but I do think it's going to be a lot difficult to prove it, because it begs the question, if it happened one time in October of 2024, how did it then happen again in January of 2024?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what January 2024, you got SA'd. Now, in the lawsuit, it says SA, assault, battery, anal penetration during the SA. This is what it lists in the lawsuit. So it happened to you in January, then you dealt with him all throughout the year, and it happened again in October. That's where I'm like,
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
If it happened at your apartment, as she's alleging, who did you tell? Did you speak to the...
This is the problem. Who did you tell? And the answer is nobody. Nobody. We are in April 2025, and now the lawsuit is being filed. But this happened to you in January 2024 and October 2024 with no police report, no criminal case filed or anything. Just $50 million on the heels of a $100 million announcement. This looks suspect as fuck. This looks suspect as fuck. As Stephen A says, as we're going to get into his comments, none of us actually know. And that is the truth. None of us actually know. We could only judge from what we see. And the way how Tony Buzbee likes to handle his cases in the court of public opinion. He likes to just try to do a campaign and convince the public before they even get into the courtroom. So that's what we're seeing here. Shannon Sharpe understands that. That's why he jumped out in front of the story and tries to defend it, because it's costing him money. It's just fucked up. Let's get into this.
Apartment landowners, did you call 911? Did you go to the hospital? So there's a concern about provability. And then to add another layer of what might impugn her credibility are the supposed text messages that Shannon Sharpe has. These text messages suggest that she was more of the one initiating these encounters.
The aggressor, well, not aggressor as in crime, but in the relationship.
Yes, initiating the sexual encounter, and that in some cases was even soliciting, saying sex in exchange for cash, $25,000 per cheek. If that is proven to be coming from her, it's really going to undermine the credibility of her allegations. So that being said, even if this is not a case that Tony Buzbee can prove by the preponderance of the evidence, I am concerned about the hit that it has on Shannon Sharpe as a public figure. Because let's say this goes to trial, then there's going to be a lot of public scrutiny of Shannon Sharpe's sex life at age.
It's already started. It's already started. That's why Shannon Sharpe's attorney responded by putting out her name, her whole identity. That's what he responded by doing, because he was like, okay, this is going to affect me severely, and it's listed as a Jane Doe. You're listed as Jane Doe. So the report put out her name, Gabriella Zeninga. Sorry, I'm pulling up some shit. And then he outed her OnlyFans and her Instagram. He said she goes by Carly on OnlyFans, and then her Instagram was outed shortly after. And this is what her Instagram looks like.
Oh my God!
This is her, almost 500,000 followers on Instagram. 22 years old. But every picture is just trying to highlight the cheeks. That's what she's doing. This is who Shannon Sharpe risked it all for. This 19-year-old, or no, she's 22 now, but she was 19 when he met her allegedly.
56 with that of a 19, 20-year-old. It's just not a good look for someone who's employed by Disney.
All right. Aji, what are they saying on social media? What's the response from people out there?
Well, I would say the kind of big elephant in the room is the fact that Tony Buzbee is on the case. So I think a lot of people still have the memory of the case he put out against Jay-Z and how that fell through. So I think a lot of people are waiting to kind of see if more information comes in. And some people...
Now, Samantha, I already spoke about this. This whole $10 million settlement was, that statement was issued by Tony Buzbee. He's the one that's claiming this happened, and I need to see evidence of this $10 million settlement. You're just saying these things after that the public opinion wasn't favorably on his side. So it looks real suspect that he's saying this now. It's like he's trying to sway public opinion. I need to see that. Because if he did offer her $10 million to try to make this go away, then I'm like, what the fuck really happened? But I need some sort of proof to verify that he actually did that, because right now it's just hearsay and it's trying to sway the opinion with no real grounds or no real standing. So yeah, I'm not gonna consider that until I get some evidence.
People just are writing off the whole case, saying that this is something we just saw a few months ago and nothing came of it. So I think a lot of people with the text messages and with the controversy around Buzbee, they are kind of taking Shannon's word for it and not really believing that he did this. But again, more information could come out and that might change.
And when we take a look at Buzbee's career, and full disclosure, he's a friend of mine, but he's had a stellar career here in Texas. But there have been, issues with Jay-Z and the P. Diddy case. Not so much as P. Diddy, but the Jay-Z case. And now people are questioning this. But his reputation has been stellar here in the state of Texas and defending elected officials.
Right. Yeah. See, it's good that he actually said that, because Tony Buzbee, he's been making a mockery out of his name, and he looks real foolish ever since Jay-Z put his foot on his neck with the allegations trying to smear Jay-Z's name. So Jay-Z's making him look foolish, but prior to the Jay-Z case that he took on, he had good standing. The lead attorney also said that in his stream. Like, he's had good cases. So I don't know, but this case right here, it looks very suspect.
Yes, I agree with that, and I think the last few cases with them not being in the state of Texas and also being very, very high profile, like celebrities that people, a lot of people love or look up to, I think whenever you can poke holes into something, people are willing to poke those holes in them themselves. So with his record over the last few months, at least outside of the state, I think people are willing to be like, oh, we're going to like
And Shannon Sharpe has become a beloved figure of sorts as a result of his podcast and the audience that he's captured.
Yeah, he's sports unk. That's what they call him. He's the unk. So everybody looks up to him as like kind of like that adult male figure, older guy who, gives advice and talks about relationships, sports, and all types of stuff. So I don't think people really want to see him associated with this, but he has been open with his sexual life over the last few months. So I don't think people are that surprised, especially with those text messages.
Who was Jack Sparrow, the actor who played Jack Sparrow?
Johnny Depp. Now, Samantha, you're saying this, but I'm gonna need a link. I've searched up and down for any type of statement from Shannon's attorney outside of the statements that I already collected, and that I have not found that. I've not seen that on NBC. Can you provide a link for proof? Because if there's proof to that, we'll actually factor that in, but I have no proof of that.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. This case reminds me so much of the Johnny Depp case. I mean, assuming these allegations are not true, right? It still took a major hit on Johnny Depp's career. Even when he went to trial and he was vindicated.
The Johnny Depp case? You compared this to the Johnny Depp case? Now that's wild. Johnny Depp lost a finger in that incident with Amber Heard. He got punched in the face multiple times. Johnny got his ass whooped. He was a fucking victim.
You're a victim.
There we go.
That was bad. That was bad. Johnny Depp's case was real bad. The motherfucker lost a finger. I remember I covered that. That was bad. This, I don't see the parallels outside of it could potentially be like, image ruining. That's the only parallel that I see. False accusations, potentially. Another parallel outside of that, I don't know, man. Like, they were in a full-out relationship. That was two celebrities, two actors. That was our actor and actress. That was much different. But let's get back into this.
That role. And so my concern for Shannon Sharpe is even if these allegations are not proven to be true, he may take a significant hit on that beloved stature that he has with the American public.
Absolutely. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on The Factors.
Shannon Sharpe, I'm going to stand with you, my brother. Shannon Sharpe, I'm going to stand with you, my brother, on one condition. I'm getting text messages from all over the African universe telling me that Shannon Sharpe was accused of the unspeakable. I'm getting text messages telling me that Shannon Sharpe was accused of the unspeakable. I'm going to stand with my uncle Shannon Sharpe.
Now,
nigga, please.
Based on what you just said, because this is all the information that I know that you know based on what you said. You said you're getting text messages. Did you look into the case? Do you know any details? You're getting text messages that he's being accused of the unthinkable. And your first thing to do is stand with Shannon Sharpe?
All due respect, shut the hell up. I want to hear that.
If I'm hearing that, I'm like, okay, what the hell happened? Let me look into the particulars, because I'm not going to be no grape apologist. She's saying that he SA'd her, forcibly took the coochie from her. They had consensual sex at other times, but these 2 times he took it from her. So I'm looking at that, I'm like, yo, I'm not going to condone that ever. So I want to know the details before this guy talking about, I'm getting a text message and I'm hearing that. So what we're going to do is we're going to listen to Stephen A. Smith's take on this, because Stephen A. Smith campaigned for Shannon Sharpe to be an employee of ESPN and work alongside with him on First Take. So we're going to listen to his take. We're going to listen to a little bit of Abba and Preach. And then we're going to get back into Umar Johnson's nonsensical take, because he's basically saying if he swears off the snow bunnies, he'll back him. It's like, bro, shut up, man. What the fuck are we talking about out here? What the hell are we doing out here? Umar Johnson is literally just a caricature of himself. He's a meme at this point.
It's involving some news that broke yesterday involving Shannon Sharpe, my colleague at ESPN, and my friend. The Hall of Fame.
Yo, let's get these likes up, chat. These likes are struggle worthy. These are pathetic likes, bruh.
Survey said.
Hit that like button, chat. Hit the like button. The likes are rather depressing, actually. Let me refresh my browser, because I don't think this is true. This can't be true. My mouse died. God damn it.
Oh!
These stupid Apple, damn. Oh, there we go. All right, let me refresh this and see what's going on out here. All right. Yeah, these likes are putrid, bro. Let's get these likes up, chat. Let's get these likes up. Let's get it.
Tight end was sued on Sunday by a woman proceeding under the name Jane Doe pseudonym. The 13-page civil complaint filed in Nevada alleges that Sharpe committed assault, sexual assault, battery, and sexual battery. The plaintiff alleges Sharpe sexually assaulted her several times at the end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025. The suit also alleges that Shannon engaged in the intentional infliction of emotional distress. It should be noted.
Okay, so in his report that he's reading, it says the end of 2024 and 2025. So his dates probably say January 2025 and October 2024. The first report that we got from the first dude that reported it said January 2024 and October 2024. So a bit of discrepancy there, but let's get into it.
That the suit was filed by attorney Tony Buzbee. This is the same attorney that filed a suit against Jay-Z and P. Diddy, alleging they both sexually assaulted a minor, which has since been withdrawn. Jay-Z also has countersued Buzbee. By the way, the plaintiff in the Sharpe civil suit is not the woman heard in the accidental Instagram live stream incident that made headlines last September of last year.
Who he's referring to is the "That's my Michelle" moment. Remember when Shannon Sharpe was like, "Oh, that's my Michelle," and that Instagram thing that leaked when he was Yeah, he's saying that's not her from that tape, but you can clearly tell that wasn't her.
In response to the suit, Shannon and his legal team went to social media yesterday and released a series of allegedly sexually explicit text messages between him and the Jane Doe. In addition to that, they issued the following statement, quote, "This lawsuit, filed by Gabriella Zuniga and orchestrated by her attorney, Tony Buzbee, is a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars. It is filled with lies, distortions, and misrepresentations, and it will not succeed," end quote. Then earlier today...
Now, in relation to that comment that he just read, the timing of the lawsuit looks suspicious. Once $100 million deal's on the table, you're looking for $50 million. That looks suspicious. We're not going to lie. The tape, the recording of the conversation out of context, that's like a 50 second clip out of a 10-minute conversation that Shannon Sharpe, he alleged it was 10-minute conversation. We don't know how long the conversation was, but it was a little clip that was maliciously recorded So what he says in the clip sounds egregious, but it could have been the sex kink. We don't know because there's no context. Everything just looks suspicious. So if people say that, we're not condoning negative behavior by saying the shit looks suspicious, because it looks suspicious.
For millions of dollars. It is filled with lies, distortions, and misrepresentations.
The lies, distortions, and misrepresentations goes into the clip out of context. When you record somebody against their will and there's no context for where the conversation started or ended, it just looks like, what are we doing out here?
And it will not succeed, end quote. Then earlier today, Jane Doe's attorney, Tony Buzbee, sent TMZ Sports a 1 minute and 36-second clip.
Tony Buzbee sent TMZ Sports the clip. Now, I was wrong. I said that she sent the clip to TMZ because that's where people make their money. They sell shit to TMZ. I have to hold my L on that one. Tony Buzbee. She sent it to Tony Buzbee, her lawyer, and her lawyer sent the clip to TMZ to get the bread. So the lawyer cashed out on the clip. Yikes.
Of an alleged conversation between his client and Shannon. In response to that clip, Shannon Sharpe went back to social media and issued this response. Take a look.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues.
Now, we heard this earlier in the show, so...
We don't care.
Let me tell you, we don't care.
I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
Well, it's a sad situation.
You know what I don't get? Yeah, there's some states are one-party states where you can just record it. It's still malicious if you just record somebody without their will and then put it out on the internet. That is malicious, whether you're allowed to do it by law or not. That's some sleazy ass shit. Nonetheless, if it's California, I'm pretty sure California is a two-party consent state. But then I'm like, how the fuck does Whack 100 record all these people behind, and he recorded the feds too? It's like, how does that happen? But let's get into this, man.
Shannon Sharpe is somebody I work with a couple of days a week. Shannon Sharpe is somebody that I brought to ESPN. Works on First Take, which airs on ESPN every weekday morning from 10 a.m. to 12.
Hey, could somebody send Samantha the Discord link? Could one of the mods please send Samantha the Discord link? I really don't be in my IG DM. I don't respond to anything in IG. I ain't gonna lie. I don't even check them shit. So yeah, the Discord is probably better.
12 noon Eastern Standard Time. He's been with me every Monday and Tuesday. We've been number one for 13 years and counting. But since Shannon has arrived, obviously he's helped the show immensely. And I can't thank him enough for it. We've grown close as friends. I'd like to believe that. I certainly root for him. I know he's been through a lot in life. He's overcome a lot of things. And when he departed from Fox, I was more than happy to bring him on board here. So all I can speak about is what I know based on the reports. And I can speak about ESPN and Disney.
And this is the most fucked up part that I forgot for some reason. I don't know how I forgot this. Because his job may be on the line. Listening to Stephen A., when he's done this entire speech, you get the feeling that, yo, they're reviewing the shit out of Shannon Sharpe right now. The bosses at ESPN, they're looking into this case. And if they don't like what they see, Shannon Sharpe might be gone. It might be another Fox Sports 1 repeat.
To be clear, even though this podcast, this YouTube show is owned and operated by me solely, it doesn't mean that I'm going to be dismissive of ESPN who employs me in my daytime job on First Take. So I sit here before you today letting you know that they are aware that this is a subject that I was going to broach.
Yo, Stephen A. Smith is the ultimate company man. The teacher's pet ass nigga, always kissing the boss's asses. This is why he has a certain disdain for NBA players that take power into their own hands and do what the fuck they want to do. This is why he always hates on LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie Irving, people that aren't going to get bitched all the time, that take matters into their own hands and be their own bosses, that don't ask for permission all the damn time.
Because I owe them that courtesy. With that being said, it's important to point out a couple of things. Number one, I was not there. I can provide no eyewitness account. And even though I got love and respect for Shannon Sharpe, and I'm sincerely hopeful and prayerful that he is completely innocent of the allegations that have been levied against him.
Yeah, I'm completely hopeful, because when those messages hit the Discord and the evidence comes through that he actually tried to settle, this looks bad.
Lakers in 5.
Now, let's see the evidence while this goes on, because if it's in the Discord, so y'all can review it yourselves and see what's actually shared in there, because I want to if he tried to settle earlier, this is not a good look.
I can't sit here and speak to his innocence or guilt.
Now, settling is not an admission of guilt. People have to understand that. It's not an admission of guilt. It's, I don't want this. This can create much bigger problems that could be way more financially detrimental to me. So let me settle because I fucked up and put myself in the position to give you the upper hand to do this shit to me because you can lie. So that's some people's reason for settling. But to the tune of $10 million, come on, man. That looks like some guilt, nigga. Oh, let me see this. Okay, so we got 4 links. Oh, is it 3? We got some links. Okay, let's see this. Oh, shit.
From a knowledgeable place, because I have nothing to do with this. I haven't seen anything. I don't know anything. I don't even know this person. I know what the reports say. I know the reports, the things that have been reported on a multitude of outlets, from the AP to the New York Post to Forbes to...
All right, man, this guy's taking forever. Give me 1 second, chat. Let me see this. Let me see these links. Let's see where this goes. Do I got to watch a video or can I read an article? Because I want to read an article. It'll be a lot quicker to just skim this shit. On the other hand, attorney Lanny Davis has launched an aggressive defense and Hall of Fame defense. Okay. Davis confirmed that... Oh, okay. Yep, this looks bad. This looks bad.
Brother,
What were you thinking, bruh? Wait a minute. Okay. Let me big screen this bitch. All right. Can y'all see this? Is kind of the font might be kind of tiny. I don't know how big y'all screen is. It says, on one hand, attorney Lanny Davis has launched an aggressive defense of Hall of Fame tight end and media personality Shannon Sharpe. On the other hand, Davis has confirmed that Sharpe has made a very significant financial offer to the plaintiff. During a Tuesday conference call, Davis repeatedly said that Shannon offered tens of millions to settle this case before the lawsuit was filed. After several requests for clarification, Davis, after repeating that it was tens of millions, revised his position and said it was at least 10 million. So he revised his position after saying it was tens of millions, saying it was 10 million. Whether 10 million or some multiple of the 10 million, that's a stunning revelation. Now, my only issue with this, as I'm reading this and as I'm looking at the link, is this part right here. I don't know if y'all can see this because I have all these comments up here. Shit, my bad. That was not as dramatic as damn it. Let me move the chat. This part right here. Can y'all see this? The font might be small. This right here says rumor mill.
Brother,
What do you mean rumor? This is a text written, an article published by Mike Florio on the rumor mill. I don't have evidence that his lawyer formally said any of these things. That's my only issue. Yeah, this has not. This is yeah. Let me go to the next article. Yeah, you're saying where's the source though? The source is no. There's no source. It's just a writer. It's just a writer that's writing an article on a website. That's like me saying because I made a video saying something on a mic that it's facts. It's like I'm gonna need a better source than this. But the good thing, Samantha added 3 sources. So we have multiple sources. So that was which one was that? That was Reuters. Let's try NBC. Oh no, that was NBC. Let me try Reuters. Hold up, chat. Reuters. We're running into the same problems. Running into the same problems on Reuters. All right, chat. Pro Football Hall of Famer and ESPN commentator Shannon Sharpe and his lawyers are challenging a civil lawsuit in which a woman accuses him of rape. Shannon, in a video posted on Instagram on Tuesday, said the suit is a shakedown and that he believes a 30-second clip of a sex tape will 30-second clip of a sex tape? There was a 30-second audio of a call. He believes that there's a 30-second clip of a sex tape will be deceptively cut to make him appear guilty of sexual assault. So basically they're gonna drop the sex tape. Isn't that revenge porn? How can you do that? You can do that shit?
What the hell was that?
I'm confused. They're gonna leak he thinks they're gonna leak the sex tape. But if they didn't do it, why would you say it and describe it and say it'll make him appear guilty? Ooh, okay. He says therefore Sharpe said he wants the full 10-minute recording to publicly be released, believing it will vindicate him. I thought when he was referring to that in the initial statement that he put out, he was referring to the audio that was chopped up out of context, so we didn't know. I didn't know he was talking about the actual sex tape, and there's a 10-minute recording. So they were clearly doing some kinky sexual shit, and it makes him look like he was overly aggressive to her. That's weird. Why? Okay, if it was grape, why is it on tape? Who was recording? Who set up the film? Like, this doesn't even make... I don't even get this. But okay, where's the actual confession? That's what we're here for. There we go. Wait, hold up. This is just an article on Reuters. Who's this written by? Updated 2 hours ago by Reuters. This is the photo credit. Yeah, this is photo credit. Who wrote this article? Before we get into this. Our standards. This is just... Okay. Field level media. As we get to the end of this. I don't want to waste my time reading this shit and it just leads nowhere. The lawsuit seeks more than $50 million in damages. Sharpe's attorney Lanny Davis said the accuser turned down a $10 million settlement before filing suit. Sharpe's accuser has retained Tony Buzbee. We already know all this shit, okay? But this is another written article. We don't have. Where is the statement from the lawyer actually saying it? Do we actually have a document from the lawyer, a lawyer statement? Do we have the lawyer saying it in audio and video? Because this is This seems like this what Shannon said, media manipulation. Where is the evidence of this? Guilty stereotype. Yeah, man, this I'm sorry. This is 2 out of 3. I can't. These are media outlets, but I don't know, man. I need something a little more. So Tara Mahadevi, I can't say these damn fucking names, man. I'm sorry, man.
Stop it. Get some help.
The name is like 7 syllables. I'm sorry, I can't. Okay, so this article on Complex is literally saying the exact same thing that we read in the other ones, but there's no link. This is written text on a website. Any media outlet can do this. We need a reference. We need the actual lawyer audio, video statement. For me, this is where I fucked up before. This is where I fucked up before, and I just took whatever was written and put out there by alleged credible media sources, and then I got the brick baby situation. Or not the brick baby, my bad. The brick lady situation.
Oh, yes. The camera loves your nastiness.
Where I reported something that was widespread. Breakfast Club, Shade Room, NBC, all of them reporting it the way they're reporting it. So I speak on that, and then I give my insight based on, or my perspective based on the reporting that I hear, and then I get cooked. And I'm like, yo, I'm just doing my job in the media. I'm speaking on what was reporting. You're looking at like mediocre tutorials and reviews legitly created a fucking narrative and made some bullshit up. And nobody looked at this motherfucker because that's what they expected me to do. Just arbitrarily decide what the fuck happened. And I'm like, no, I wasn't there. I'm getting secondhand evidence or knowledge from these motherfuckers telling me X, Y, and Z. And these are credible media sources. So it's like, nah, man. Nah, we need some actual evidence. Just because you're a credible media source, you got to show me something, man.
TMZ and then everything in between. I mean, I can't even count the number of publications that have talked about it or written about it, networks, etc. It's all over the internet. It's everywhere. And I know that. I'm fully aware of that. This is not a criminal case. So it's not, there is no concern about him going to jail. This is a civil case, which means that he can either be found liable or not liable. The accuser in question is seeking $50 million. That was confirmed by Shannon Sharpe.
Now, this is what annoys me about this, because when I look at rapists, they deserve to be, like, I don't campaign for regular folks and citizens to be put in jail the way other people flagrantly just like jail and lock his ass up. Like jail is like a great place for folks to be. It's like, but when you're a rapist and you're doing those type of SAs and those type of vile acts towards women, you definitely deserve to be thrown under the motherfucking jail. So when I look at these cases that become civil and there's something as egregious as grape, I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Civil?
Nigga, you gotta go.
Nah, man.
The fuck is wrong with
you? If they're really graping motherfuckers, they should be locked the fuck up. We don't want these grapists out here. But no, you want $50 million. It's like, come on, man. Fugazi. That's what makes folks say this shit is some bullshit. But once again, we don't know. I'm waiting for more details.
On that video today, according to the reports, it's somebody that he met in 2023, who was 19 years old at that particular moment in time. According to...
Personally, I feel like that brother needed help.
I don't know what it is with the 50+ section in men shopping in the 19 under in women. What the hell is wrong with y'all? Yeah, I know it's legal, but what the fuck, bruh? What are y'all doing? This is why y'all, this is what you live with. These are the results y'all live with. 19-year-old Becky, this is what you get.
Some audio that was put out earlier today by attorney Buzbee, you hear the accuser, the female, talking to somebody who is alleged to be Shannon Sharpe. We don't know whether that's true or not. And the person in question, again, we don't know whether it's Shannon or not.
Yo, that's a good point. That's a good point. It sounded like Shannon, but so did Godfrey when he was imitating Shannon Sharpe.
I've seen him do it.
So we don't, but come on, man. We know. There's text messages back and forth with him and that woman. It's most likely Shannon Sharpe. If I was to bet on it, I'd bet it was him.
The words choke, as in I will choke the hell out of you if I saw you.
And he didn't deny the audio. He said it was taken out of context and maliciously used. So
because of that, knowing that audio was probably going to come out along with additional tapes, whether they be video or audio is unclear at this particular moment in time, Shannon Sharpe felt compelled to come out in his own defense. How we interpret that? Let me be very, very clear about where I'm coming from. I'm a bit torn in terms of his response. On one hand, Tony Buzbee has sued Jay-Z. He did sue Diddy. He did accuse them, or represented the woman who was accusing them of assault, of sexual assault, and said that she was 13 years of age at the time when talking about Jay-Z and Diddy, and Jay-Z went ballistic and emphatically denied it, wouldn't let it go. The case was dropped, and now he's suing Buzbee, mentioning words like extortion and other things.
yeah, Jay-Z don't play that shit. Jay-Z don't play that shit. If you run news on Jay-Z or make claims on Jay-Z, you better be 100% right and have 100% accuracy, because he's coming for your ass. He's suing. He's counter-suing. He's putting foots on necks. He ain't playing with that.
So when Shannon Sharpe brought up Mr. Buzbee in that video that we aired and talked about him being extorted, he brought up Mr. Buzbee and Mr. Buzbee's past. And he talked about him, going against African-American men. There's two thoughts there. On one hand, there's the Jay-Z, who obviously should be presumed innocent, not just because you should be presumed innocent until found guilty, but because of the manner in which he fought on his own behalf and has been very aggressive in.
Jay-Z is innocent of that, and I'm not even gonna. That's a strong leg. That's a strong ledge to go out on. But the case was withdrawn, and Jay-Z is now suing for defamation. So he has to prove that he was completely innocent of that, and this guy's defaming his character into the next step, past that first case. So Jay-Z, I would definitely think that he did. Well, I can't say that. Let me run that back. I can't say that for certain, but it looks like that Jay-Z, he ain't playing with his name like that. He doesn't want that related to his name at all. So he's making sure folks know for sure he didn't do that. That's what he's aiming to do.
Going after Tony Buzbee. In the case of P. Diddy, you don't know what to believe. Again, the case against Jay-Z was a civil suit. Diddy was a civil suit. But in Diddy, you don't know what to believe because of all the allegations he's facing.
Now, Diddy in the civil suit for the $30 million when it came to Cassie.
He did that shit. Guilty as fuck.
There was a reason why she was rewarded that $30 million, and we've seen the video evidence, and there was a lot more evidence that we're not privy to, so that case was a mess, and he lost that, so we could pretty much say he did that shit. He lost the case. He paid the $30 million.
But we can't forget that Tony Buzbee was also the person that represented at least 24 of the 27 women that accused Deshaun Watson.
They all settled.
Of sexual misconduct along with other allegations.
23 settled.
And at least 23 of those cases were settled.
Yeah.
So we have an obligation to mention that.
Yeah, because when Deshaun Watson was getting called out by all those allegations, it looked egregious. It's like 20. How many people are gonna, like, what the hell's going on? But then a number of them settled, and we're like, whoa, what is this guy doing on his spare time?
So on one hand, going on the offensive to defend himself, I completely understand where Shannon Sharpe is coming from. On the other hand, when his legal team issued out the press release on X yesterday, and they spoke about, they mentioned her name, and they revealed some of those explicit text messages, that was uncomfortable. And I don't know if that's a strategy that would work. One of the hardest things in the world for all of us to do is to just lay low and be quiet. And let our legal team do it. And we don't always know whether or not that's the right thing to do. I know, and I can tell you all, that I spoke to Shannon. Not in details, but I spoke to him. And he emphatically proclaims his innocence. According to Mr. Buzbee, his client emphatically proclaims his guilt. So where does that leave us? I'd love to tell you that I know the answer to that question, but I don't. I am the executive producer of First Take on ESPN. I recruited Shannon. I went and got him and brought him to ESPN. But I'm not the boss. Those are other folks. There are layers to this, and there are certain layers even I am not on.
So what are you saying, sir?
I can tell you, I also spoke to co-chairman of Disney, the boss, Jimmy Pitaro, who made it very, very clear we are taking this matter very seriously. Co-chairman of Disney, the boss, Jimmy Pitaro, who made it very, very clear we are taking this matter very seriously. And we are looking into this very, very closely. And once we gather as many facts as we possibly can, we will go from there.
Yo, what the? Whoa, go where from where? Go where from where? What do you mean once we gather enough facts, we will go from...
Personally, I feel like that brother needed help.
Yo, Shannon, this does not look good, bruh. This does not look good.
And once we gather, and we are looking into this very, very closely. And once we gather as many facts as we possibly can, we will go from there. And that is all he said. And I can mention his name because I received his permission to say that. I don't know what that means. In my perfect world, this equates to Jay-Z, where the case ultimately dropped and Shannon is allowed to continue on First Take and continue to thrive and shine. And not just that, and have an illustrious career in the podcast stratosphere, doing Nightcap with Chad Ochocinco, doing Club Shay Shay, and ultimately gets this $100 million deal that he was all over the news about to sign just a couple of days before this report came out. In my perfect world, he moves on. And somehow, some way, we find this all to be false. But it doesn't seem like that's the way things are about to go down, considering who Mr. Buzbee is and how emphatic his client is proclaiming that she is right and she's telling the truth. I don't know where this is going to go.
I ain't gonna lie, this is why I keep cutting him off. He's taking too fucking long.
It's my turn!
Like, bro, come on, man. Land the plane.
I can't speak to anything else. I don't know who Shannon Sharpe's legal team is and what they're suggesting. I imagine that everything that has transpired has been at the behest of his lawyers, not just himself. I can tell you again that when I spoke to him, he is emphatic in stating his innocence, that this is a shakedown, to use his words.
Stick together.
How wise it is it to use those kind of words when a civil matter of this nature is out there? When you have a podcast and you have advertisers and sponsors and you work for ESPN and they have advertising sponsors, I don't know. What can we say if any of us were in that position and we felt or were proclaiming we were innocent?
The key is, from all of this, is to not put yourself in that position. I don't know how many more times I have to tell you, nigga. Like, God damn it, man.
I don't know. And I'm not about to pretend. I just wanted to make sure that I echoed to all of you that the only reason I spoke on this issue is because he works with me 2 days a week. He's on national television. He was on national television with me today. He was on national television with me yesterday when the story came out Sunday night.
Do you know why he's speaking like this? Because he knows the impending doom around the corner. He knows Shannon Sharpe about to get fired. He knows it's about to go real left. He's talking about he spoke to the upper management. He spoke to the bosses. He spoke to the boss at the top, naming his name and everything, and talking about we're really looking into this. We're going to take a deep look into this, and then we'll go from there. And I'm like, bro, what do you mean? This sounds like this sounds real bad. This sounds real bad.
I didn't know anything about it until we got on the air. But he was on air. And if you know him in part because of all the work that he's doing with me and what he's doing in this industry, I know everybody's been waiting, like, Stephen A., what you got to say about this? I got to say what I just told you. I don't know what's happened. I know I got love for the brother. I know that I'm wishing that he's innocent and all of this stuff goes away and he can continue to thrive with me on ESPN and thrive in his own platforms that he worked so diligently over the years to build. But anything else would be entirely irresponsible for me to speak on. And I can't do that. Yes, I own this. This is my platform. But I also have a day job and I also understand what lawyers, what HR, and all of those other things entail. What I said is all I can say. And in all honesty, at this moment, it is all I know. I have no idea what direction ESPN and Walt, all I can say.
I don't know if y'all caught that. What I can say is all I can say. It's like, bro, come on, man. They don't say anything.
And in all honesty, at this moment, it is all I know. I have no idea what direction ESPN and Walt Disney will go in.
When you say things like this, you have no idea which direction ESPN and Walt Disney will go in. It shows that there is something on the table. You said they're looking into it, so they might go one way or the other. Meaning they're keeping them or they're firing them. So that's what I got from this entire speech. That it's on the boards, it's on the tables that Shannon Sharpe could lose his job because of this incident, because of these allegations. Because Shannon Sharpe wants to be so irresponsible and fuck with these young ass Instagram thoughts. Why am I saying Instagram thoughts? OnlyFan thoughts. OnlyFans. Yeah, that's what happened. In my Lord Jamar voice. Jeez, man. Jeez.
When it comes to this matter, all I do know is It won't be me making a decision. It'll be others upstairs.
Bro looked upstairs, others, like he was talking to the holy man upstairs, God himself. That's the what?
What the hell was that?
All I do know is it won't be me making a decision. It'll be others upstairs. In the end, all of us have someone to answer to.
You know you're not at work, right? You know you're on the Stephen A. Smith show in the building that you own, right?
No matter how maverick we try to be, and we own our own business, and we're our sole proprietors like I am on this platform and stuff like that. There are advertisers, there are sponsors, there are people you do business with, there are partners.
That's true.
And there are bosses.
That's true.
That's the situation, unfortunately, that Shannon Sharpe finds himself in at this particular moment in time. I sincerely wish him the best. I got love for him. And I hope all of this is just a sad ordeal that goes away because there was no truth to it. But I don't know. Neither do you or the rest of us. And only time will tell what the truth is.
I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Yeah,
It's weird.
The lawsuit, the way this clip is put together, like this could easily be just the way that people talk between each other within the confines of the kinks.
That's what I took from it. I'm like, this sounds like some sexual weird. I don't even want to say weird because a lot of that choking and shit, that's some normal shit that's very commonplace in sex. But like the conversation was weird. The way there was so much pauses in it, and it was just a weird conversation.
They like to be a little. Yes, you like to be choked. No, Daddy, you can see that happening. I'm not going to read into this conversation, but I will read into the fact that you released this highly edited clip to put out this. If this is really what it is, this kind of intimidation, then release the whole thing. Give me a good chunk of conversation. Why is it edited, one, for things that are cut out, and two, why is it such a short segment? Just as he's about to go on, you cut it right there. It might change the context. So this is one of the ones where the lawyer doesn't have a good reputation. Reputation,
almost like manipulation.
Oh my God, the manipulation, reputation,
manipulation.
Now, the lawyer doesn't have a good reputation. The woman in question is doing this for strictly financial gain, has been recording calls and setting a lot of this up for a long time. And just looking at the timing of it also, it all feels like this is all orchestrated for a bad cause. Now, I'm not saying Shannon is innocent or guilty. I ain't in that man's private life. He might be doing some weird shit. I'm just saying the way this looks on the outset, it looks really bad on behalf of the accuser, in my opinion. Another thing to consider is the fact that Shannon was now just renegotiating his deal for his podcast, which is
now see that's a point, but it looks so bad on the accuser. And the thing is, she launched this and put his career in jeopardy and everything in shambles. And she was listed as Jane Doe, so she stayed anonymous while his career was fucked up based on allegations. And I find that super fucked up. And as a society, we have to find a way to wait until somebody's guilty and proven guilty before we start fucking with their career and their livelihood completely, because it's fucked up. It's fucked up. But that's why Shannon Sharpe's attorney and Shannon Sharpe chose the direction that they chose to put her name on blast. Out her identity. Now everyone's on her Instagram page. Now everybody knows she's Gabriella Zuniga. Now everybody knows that her Instagram is It's Carly or whatever the fuck it was. Something with Carly. I can't remember. I closed the browser.
Again!
But nonetheless,
going to be worth of like upwards of 100 mil. So there's a lot of, I feel like the timing of it is very strategic, right? They knew this is going to be coming, so they waited for this, because apparently this happened almost a year, 2 years ago, and they'd be sitting on this. And you can kind of know that it's a bit premeditated because the woman has recordings of just really random So this is something that she's put some forethought in regards to setting up for some of this.
So we just pulled up to the grocery store and I'm about to fuck shit up. Just kidding, guys. I would never do that. I'm gonna be completely normal. No, I'm not. Okay, enough with this bullshit. Let's fucking go. I forgot my keys. And yes, that's right. I only shop at Whole Foods. I don't want to look like I'm broke. What they say, fake it till you make it. I don't want to cook tonight, guys, so we're getting the hot bar. Who am I kidding? I literally never cook. The only selections. So your girl will be ordering Postmates. I just got completely harassed in the grocery store. So I've made it home safe. Basically, I had to leave the grocery store early. This guy was following me around the grocery store. He wouldn't leave me alone. We managed to get this $13 peanut butter and these chocolate balls. This is why women are scared to go out. Don't be that guy. Do not harass women. Simple.
Now,
did she just...
Brother,
I hate peanut butter, so I see that and I'm like, ew, like, what the fuck, nigga? You eating peanut butter straight out the goddamn tin, the jar, with nothing?
I just got completely harassed in the grocery store.
My bad, chat. I went too far.
I made it home safe. Basically, I had to leave the grocery store early. This guy was following me around.
And it's soupy and drippy. Ew.
Brother,
No, listen. She's 20 something, you're 22, early 20s. Talking about she don't cook, she's immature as shit. She putting a basket on her head, talking about she going to the grocery store to fuck shit up. What is she talking about?
On the grocery store. He wouldn't leave me alone. We managed to get this $13 peanut butter. And
Now some guy harassed her in the grocery store, allegedly.
these chocolate balls. This is why
Got peanut butter and chocolate balls.
women are scared to go out. Don't be that guy. Do not harass women. Simple.
Now, I'm going to do this in order, okay? So we're going to start off with Shannon's video because he knew that they were going to release this clip. If you don't know who Shannon Sharpe is, he's a podcaster, Hall of Famer, football player, former football player, but Hall of Famer, very, very well received, and he's a big social media personality.
Football player, baseball player, soccer player, don't care. Lakers in 5.
Lakers in 5. OKC, KFC, UFC. Lakers in 5.
All right. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts are these. Nuts. If you want to be credible, at getting $50 million out of someone, why, out of all the Tonys that are out there, you're gonna choose Tony Buzbee, and you're pretty popular. You got money. You got the money to have someone that actually is gonna have a little bit more.
See what happened to Tony Buzbee? When you listen to other folks that have insight to Tony Buzbee in his career, they all talk about the W's, the wins, and the claim he had prior to the Jay-Z case. Jay-Z, he fucked this nigga's career all the way up. Well, he fucked his own career up by fucking with Jay-Z. Because now he seems like the least credible lawyer out there. You hear Tony Buzbee, you're like, yep, another shakedown. He's trying to finesse some money.
Reputation. You know, someone that's gonna be able to do the job. Someone that's that we're not gonna look at funny. Even if you're gonna tell me, even if you tell me that, well, maybe she employed his services before we heard about the Jay-Z thing. Even after, you could drop it with one person and proceed with someone else, but it was too time consuming, and you wanted to be on time with his negotiation. So before this lawsuit came about, of course, you wanna do a settlement, right? It's the set. You have to be in time for the settlement before he gets, so he could like hush it up and be like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna pay you, and then we can move on. It looks weird. On the other hand, even though it is completely legal, a 54-year-old getting involved with a 19-year-old, I'm not with it.
She's apparently, in the picture I saw, she would have been.
Yeah, now me and Preach are in the minority. We're in the minority because everybody, all these older motherfuckers, they don't give a fuck. They campaigning for it. They're like, oh, she's legal. She's X, Y, and Z. I'm like, yeah, I know she's legal, bro, but come on. Like, why? Come on. They met in 2023 in the gym. You're meeting such a young chick in the gym who's younger than your youngest daughter. It just like, I don't know, man. This is why you end up in these situations dealing with young, immature, OnlyFans thoughts. The same type of chicks you see on Fresh and Fit that these incels be crying to touch. It's like, come on, man.
In 2023, should have been 21. 20.
And still, it's weird to me, but not illegal. But I'm like, ooh, 1921, man. You know what I mean?
You know what? It's okay. Like, there's two conversations, right? Like, here you have this OnlyFans girl, very much like about her money, whatever it is, and she's not even half your age. She's closer to 1/3 your age than she is to half. I just think a lot of rich people, especially athletes and entertainers, move in a really stupid way. And you wonder why so many of these rich guys prefer just getting escorts. It's because of stuff like this.
Yeah.
Like if you
Whoa,
can't.
whoa, hold on, sir. Hold on, Abba. You're talking about the regular escorts, the ones that aren't as attractive as these OnlyFans thoughts who are also escorts.
I pay for the pussy, okay. I'll just pay for the pussy, okay.
You're talking about the low key, not the clout chasing diva. You're not talking about those ones, but nonetheless, these women are also escorts. She's talking about $25K each cheek.
Oh my God!
He was paying, but he didn't have her sign an NDA. He didn't do any professional paying. He just, I don't know what the fuck Shannon be doing to be honest. He's just out there acting a damn fool because this is a mess.
Control your dick, then just pay for the shit. Stop trying to do these weird fucking relationships with girls like 1/3 your age who have no vested interest in your well-being. Why? Because you're just there to fuck them and disappear. So of course they're gonna try, a lot of them gonna try to get their get back. Stay away from that shit.
Yep.
You have too much to lose. You're too easy of a target, and a lot of you got fucking weird proclivities where you say freaky shit to people. It's like you guys are just asking to be set up. So I don't know. I feel like I've seen this story so many times to just look at them and not think you didn't even try to protect yourself a little bit, not even a little bit, not even keep like records of stuff. Like I don't know. It's a bit tough for me. Seeing grown men.
That's the thing. Keep records of these things. It's like you are not. If Shannon Sharpe is not some sleazebag who's in a relationship, who's married, who's trying to delete messages and delete videos and delete anything pertaining to this chick because you're out here cheating and doing some dusty business. You are a single man who owes explanations to nobody. You should keep all records of anything just in case something like this happens. You gotta protect yourself. Like, I don't know. That's bizarre that he didn't do that.
Men who are old enough to have great grandkids still sitting here fucking with girls who didn't even finish college. It's just odd. Is it legal? No, obviously not. Listen, this lady, I don't think it's credible. I think this is probably going to severely impact Shannon, unfortunately. There's just no way around it because it's a very public thing. But yeah, guys, you especially if your net worth looks anything like his and your
picture Stephen A. Smith saying that he didn't want to discuss Bronny and his career when he was in college because he was just a kid. He was 19, 20 years old in college, just a kid. These comedy sports analysts will talk about they don't want to comment on his game, which I don't even understand that because he judges other college prospects. But he was saying that because he didn't want to hate. But nonetheless, folks didn't want to discuss these kids. They called them kids. They referred to them as kids. And then when they'll be dating 19, 20-year-old women, they're not kids to them. They're full-grown women to them. It's just a bizarre outlook in the way they judge these teens. When I hear teen, 19, teenager, teen, I don't give a fuck if it's legal and she's legally an adult. 19, bro.
This much of a public figure. Apparently he met this girl at the gym and he was going after her and then pushed for it, and then that's how it ended up happening. And then in my head I'm just thinking, I don't get it. I don't get why these guys put themselves out there like this. I don't get why they take these risks. I'm not saying you gotta date somebody who's rich as well or in the entertainment business, but good Lord. You out here going after 21-year-old OnlyFans models? Like, I don't know.
Go ahead.
All right, so there's a clip I want to play of Monique and Shannon talking.
I don't know if you said this, so I don't want to quote it because I could be wrong. Okay. But someone said Shannon Sharpe don't mess with black women.
Mm-hmm.
And
before you go any further, can I say this?
Please.
My grandmother told me something when I was a little boy. She said, boy, never chase a lie.
Come on, baby. Come on.
What?
I think you definitely chasing a lie right now. You try to defend yourself, which is fair, but
whoa, he's not chasing a lie, he's dodging one.
Now this
survey said
I don't know why they played this clip. This is disingenuous, and this is apples to oranges. That somebody lying on you in public, putting something out in the media he would deem that inconsequential. You're chasing a lie. Now this is a motherfucking $50 million lawsuit. It's a $50 million lawsuit. Like, it's causing him, and he has $100 million business on the deal, or What did I say? Business? What the hell? What? What did I say?
Personally, I feel like that brother needed help.
He has $100 million deal on the table. She's suing for $50 million. Of course, you're going to have to combat this. It's $50 million. Your job, your employers are looking at you real left right now like you could potentially be fired. This is different. This is not an inconsequential rumor that does nothing. This is a serious lawsuit.
You know, he chasing that light. He trying to go after her. He's suing her for defamation.
Never
defamation.
Yeah, he's going with the Jay-Z strategy. Defamation. That's how her name is out there publicly, because he's suing for her for defamation. That's the way to be like, okay, I'm serious about this shit. I didn't do anything to you, and you're going to bear the consequences on your Fugazi allegations with this defamation case. So hopefully that's what it is, and hopefully he wins, and hopefully he doesn't lose his job and everything. But this is a mess.
It's a lie. You talk about black.
I think it's meant to say, like, basically someone lies on you, don't go out there trying to prove them wrong. Like, don't spend that time.
Oh, that's what he meant. So, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into, we have another thing to get into, chat. Let's get into this. I want to confirm this. Okay, so Fox News now. We tried every other outlet to try to confirm what the lawyer put out there, but it was just articles written by employees for these media outlets, and I want to see if I can get something that can verify these claims. So chat, bear with me real quick. Okay, so this is once again sent from the Discord. This is Fox News. Let's read this article. Okay, so Shannon Sharpe offered $10 million settlement to Accuser, will countersue over vicious claims, lawyer says. This is by Polina Dadaj from Fox News. This article is written. Is there audio to the statement and video to the statement? What is this? A commercial?
Brother,
Hold up, what is this? Where the sound at? Give me a sound back, nigga. Okay, yeah, this is... Okay, this was me wasting my time. Sorry, chat. Let's get into the article. Oh, listen to this article.
Shannon Sharpe offered $10 million settlement to Accuser, will countersue over vicious claims, lawyer says. Pro Football Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe previously offered a settlement of around $10 million to the woman that filed a lawsuit against the former tight end, accusing him of sexual assault and battery, among other allegations. Sharpe's attorney revealed in a press conference with the media on Tuesday. Lanny J. Davis, Sharpe's attorney in the civil case filed over the weekend, revealed that Sharpe made an offer to settle with the plaintiff in the case in the last month or so before the three-time Super Bowl champion was blindsided by the civil complaint filed on Sunday. The lawsuit...
Okay, so now some AI motherfucker is telling me this. Why? Okay, so it was at a press conference. Is there any visuals, any audio of this press conference? How is there a phantom press conference with no motherfucking video or audio recorders? Just statements from various reporters. AI. What is going on here? This is another article. Nah, man. This is just a whole bunch of copy and paste from all these media outlets. This is some filthy work, man. This is what he means by media manipulation. We need more, bruh. We need more. And you see the people in this chat who offers $10 million to settle for something that they did not do. It's like, do we have evidence? We're just a bunch of people telling us this. This is not good enough. This is not good enough. Chat, I'm worth $30 billion. I'm saying it on camera. $30 billion. I'm not going to prove it at all. But hit my Cash App. I need PayPal's because, yeah.
Donations. Donations. Donations.
Take it from me. It's like, for me, that's nobody take me seriously. This is obviously sarcasm, but like, it's just bizarre. Like, I need more.
Stick together.
Pause.
It's not enough, man.
Stick together.
Pause.
It's just not enough. I would love to hear the audio or see the video alongside the audio to his lawyer saying that, since they announced in that AI that it was at a press conference. So we should have some visuals and some audio, not a motherfucking reporter telling me something, writing a fucking article. That's not good enough. But that's not good enough. I'm sorry, it's just not. It's not convincing me. What else do we got here? We have some people backing up Shannon on social media. Unk in 5 was trending on X today.
Lakers in 5.
Let's get into some of these comments. What do we have from the Shade Room? Got some Shade Room comments right here. What do we got here? She set this up, laughed my ass off, and she recorded, but hey, y'all love them white girls. Says this zesty feller right here. Someone said, my man talked to me like this all the time, and there's a dude in the picture. I guess another zesty feller. Princess Treatment Only says, well, he was finna put a big black baby in her, so I feel like this isn't our convo, so this is black women staying the fuck out of the way. She playing games too, clearly. So, yep. Who is this? What do we got here? We got a black woman. This is a foundational black American woman. Yeah, that's one of them. What do we got here? We got another black woman. Her, I don't want to be choked, Shannon. Yes, you do. Dead. So they're just laughing at the situation. So what we're seeing from the Shade Room is people believing that she set it up, making jokes out of it. Nobody's looking at her as a serious victim of grape. Because if you look at the tone of the conversation in the comments, nobody's like, oh my God, this is a grape victim. That's Aaron says, this was her plan the whole time, you can tell. In the document, it says she was 19 when they met. And like, listen how young she sounds. To be that old and want somebody that young is odd to me, but I don't care what anybody says. She sounds like a kid saying that, and he over there, ... never mind. This is kind of what I'm, the disconnect for me, because I look at folks that old dealing with folks this young, and I'm like, how do y'all even connect on a personal level like that? Like, she's saying the most ditzy, immature, juvenile things, and you're a professional sports analyst that's 56 years of age, like Hall of Fame tight end. Like, I think that you would probably, I don't know, man, I don't get it, but it is what it is. Everyone has their own choices, but when it comes to that age, it's the age that is for me. That's what it is. Someone else said, I've said this multiple times and never did shit. It's an expression. Oh, he's talking about the choking stuff. The choking stuff is the most common sex aggressive move. We gotta say aggressive because it's not even that. It's so commonplace now that nobody thinks anything out of it. Someone said, I am Big Court says, nah, this is all out of context. Money grab, shake my head. Makeup Madness by Cherry says, you can tell she was setting him up. Well, your choice, your problem. As you can see, the tone from black women, they're like, oh, it's your choice. You got to deal with it. Yeah, X, Y, and Z. But they're seeing through it. A lot of the black women in the chat are like, yeah, they don't really believe it. They're not buying it. They're like, this is what happens when you're dating the whites. But none of them are really like, yeah, he did that shit. He's guilty. He's X, Y, and Z. This is the sentiments from social media at the end of the day. Social media, people be all over the place. They're not the most, credible folks to take, but this is people out there. This is the general populace out there. That's what they're saying. Now, it sucks when I try to use social media as like any type of gauge to see what the hell people are saying, because social media recently has been so off. The things that people represent, the points, but then again, it's much different when it's something like this. I'm going to run back my comments completely, because when I'm witnessing from election cycles and things that are political, what you see in reality compared to what plays out on social media is night and day. Social media is complete fugazi. infiltrated by bots trying to sway opinion, and then you look at real polls and real people that are affected. I'm speaking because Canada's going through an election cycle, so we're seeing this in person. We're seeing social media polls say completely different than the polls that are taking place in real life, and we're like, yeah, social media, bunch of fugazi agents, a bunch of fake profiles, a bunch of people campaigning, a lot of loud minority, and that's what we see on social media most of the times. But as it pertains to this case, everywhere you go, people you talk to, different blogs on social media, it seems pretty consistent that folks are saying pretty much the same thing, that this looks suspicious. It is what it is. We have a lot to talk about, chat. I actually prepared entirely too much content where I'm actually having a problem getting all the content out because I have so much content. It's crazy right now. Oh, do we have the press conference? I think we have the press conference. Yo, Samantha is providing all the articles right now. Shout out to the Samantha edit. Shout out to her with the hold up, what the hell? There we go. Shout out to her for providing all these articles. Let's see. Yikes. Okay, so it was a limit. The press conference Tuesday, April 22nd, 12 p.m. That was today. Maybe we get the video after. Yeah, this yeah. Okay. Yeah, this article doesn't do much for me, but it shows that, gives me some insight. For media inquiries, we can call these folks. Okay, so I'll look into this. We're going to wrap this show up though. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody that hit that like button. Likes are almost as high as the folks watching. Shout out to y'all. Hold up, chat. Shannon, you risked it all for this.